Y'all fancy with it?
All right.
How's it going? Good evening, everybody. We're just sitting here chatting, talking tobaccos, talking Frog Morton, talking what we're lighting up. Yeah. So Scott, I'm lighting up Silver Jubilee. Was this in last time we were chatting? I don't remember. It
I
had to have
think
been
so.
close.
I think it was.
Hmm.
'Cause I think we may have talked about it. I've
Yeah.
seen a lot. I got a few tins of it. I've just never lit it up.
Yeah.
Um,
It was
and so,
certainly announced. I just don't know if it was if it was being shipped or
I
sold
don't
or what. I
remember.
don't remember the date.
Yeah, I don't remember. Hmm. Silver Jubilee. What do you
Yeah,
think?
but very good. I like it a lot.
I was
So
actually.
it's just
Yeah.
Virginia and Italian Dark Fire, Kentucky.
Okay.
Good evening, folks in the chat. Carolina Kirk, House of Manners, Robert. What's
Yeah,
going
you're welcome.
on? Yusuf, my man Johnny. I love Johnny, who's 209 Piper is his handle. I don't
Okay.
know if you've
Yeah.
familiar with him or anything like
Vaguely.
that.
Yeah.
He
Okay.
does great little. He's got like the best views when he does his videos on YouTube. He's got like the front porch thing going for him. He's got
Oh,
an incredible
nice.
mustache.
Okay.
But I love this dude because he is a true OG of my channel.
Okay.
Like I don't know when, but I'm almost certain that he subscribed before 100 subscribers. He's like commented on everything. Yeah,
That's
so
awesome.
like he's the man. I love that guy. It'd be pretty sweet to be able to like meet him at a pipe show or anything like that in the future.
Very cool.
So
That's awesome. Yeah, so I got some Ken Byron's Bee Frog Throgmorton, which I believe is his attempt to remake Frogmorton.
mhm,
And I've had the actual Frogmorton. Granted that it had 15 years of age more than this one,
sure.
but that was so good. And this, I mean, I'm a sucker for English aromatics. And East Farthing was Sutler's attempt to remake Frogmorton. Northwoods was Boswell's
Yep.
attempt.
Yep.
But dang, this Throgmorton may be the closest I've had. It's so good. It's light, it's smooth, it's velvety. It's so good. Hmm.
Left there for a second. I'm back.
So good.
You
I
got me,
lost you there
Scott?
for a minute.
Yeah, I clicked the wrong button, so
Now I
that
can't
was
hear
my
you.
bad. All right. Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me okay or no?
Yep, there we are. Yep, nay. Now
All
I
right.
can.
All right. Rookie. That's a rookie streaming mistake right there. Sorry, folks. That's just unprofessionalism is what that is.
Well, we are the timber idiots. Things happen.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. That's why you're here, for the idiot, so I can.
Exactly. That's why I can laugh it all off because I'm an idiot. It's okay. It's all part
Yeah.
of it.
But I want to put on the stage. Robert says first few subs is a good group, and that's totally true. Like, kind of in anything, whether like pipe smoking, any kind of like little hobby. Once you meet, you get your core group of folks that you like to chat, interact with. Obviously, you want to branch out, meet new people. Like that's what
Sure.
pipe smoking is about, by and large. But it's nice to have like folks that you can really well connect with or whatever, and interact and chat with. So totally agree. And I got to shout out my man
Oh
Nate,
yeah.
Nate King. Guys,
Welcome.
Nate King, if you don't know, like he is a literal legend in pipe making. He's extremely humble, so he might deny that, but he truly is. I'm smoking one of his pipes right now. He's just the highest level of artisan. This, again, I don't think I had this. Maybe I did when
Remember.
I might have had this. I don't remember when these got shipped. But this is his collaboration pipe with Greg Peace of GLPs.
Okay.
So for the last 6 years, they've been doing a collaboration between the two of them called the Peace King pipe, kind of where they work together on the design of the pipe. Nate makes the pipes, and Greg does like a little bit of a write up, and usually it ties in like it's named after one of his blends, right? If you want to learn more, just because he did it recently, Nate was on Pipes Mag Radio, which is just a podcast.
Okay. Yeah.
long story short, this one's called a Laganda. Laganda is like an English blend. It's a kind of a swoopy Rhodesian. Nate, like pre-pipe making, did some racing. Like he was on a crew for racing, like making parts and things like that.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure, again, like Nate is in the house and can talk about these things, but Greg also is a fan of cars and such like that. So there's on the Laganda tin, there is like some roadster vehicle. And if you look at the pipe and the tin, like you can see kind of some corresponding correlations between the two. So
really
that's
cool.
enough on the pipe. It's super cool. Smoke's incredible.
Yeah.
That's all there is to say about that.
Well, mine's less story. It's a pipe. It's we did an episode about the trip to the Briary a few months back. Actually, House of Manners was there with us, and they have their own in-house pipes. If you don't know anything about it, pretty cool little story. I'll save the story for Chip because it tells a lot better than I do. So check out my video, give me a free view. But basically, they're really old pipes that he acquired from somebody. And they're about, I think he said they're aged like 50 or 60 years. They just kind of sit around in a box for a long time. And so it's a very good pipe when you light it correctly, which I'm still trying to figure out how to light this Throgmorton, but it's use a really good pipe and it's so light. That's what really turned me on to it. It's a briar, but it's just so light. It's crazy. But yeah, so that's briary pipe.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's got like a limited number of those, right? Like once they're gone, they're gone. So at some point in time, there'll be no more just because they'll be done.
If you've ever been to the Briary, he has the like 3 main tables, one on each side and the one in the back. The one in the back is almost all the top pipes are the Briary pipes. And he said he was down to his last cardboard box to refill it. So he was down to the last maybe 40 or 50 pipes.
Oh, wow. He had not many left. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was 6 months ago. So he may even be out by now. I'm not sure. But it for like 30 or 40 bucks. I mean, you can't beat that.
Yeah. Yeah, James says we'll be smoking. James, I don't know if you caught it, but Scott's smoking Throgmorton, Ken Byron Ventures blend, and I'm smoking Silver Jubilee, which is Greg Peace, GLP's 25-year anniversary blend. It's pretty funny, like, because it was both his and Smoking Pipes, like 25th anniversary, you know, so both the GLP's brand and Smoking Pipes. So there was like last year, there was so many like 25th anniversary stuff released as a result. Pretty cool, though. Pretty cool.
Yeah. There were so many blends released last year. Oh, my goodness.
There was a lot.
My bank account's going to be suffering all year, but it was, I tried to keep up.
Yeah.
But it was good.
So, so that transitions us to like maybe some of the main kind of talking points, like talking about New Year's resolutions. Like it's the first podcast of 2026, thinking about what last year looked like for pipe smoking and maybe some predictions. I've got some predictions about what I think will occur for 2026. So kind of opening that floor to recap 2025, at least how I see it, and anybody in the comments, like I'd be curious to hear your thoughts as well. But what I think of 2025, when I think of that in the world of pipe smoking, I think about it being a year of the settling of the dust. And what I mean by that is with Sutliff closing, like the announcer of the closure of the factory at the end of 24 and it being formalized like early 25, the first big pipe show, right, being Muletown kicking off, like their last hurrah, sweated, being sold and whatever.
Yeah.
And then the rest of that year, like we have all these small batch releases, like the first few, like the first one, Firebird Flake, which was even before Sutliff was closing, like Firebird Flake sold out instantly, like within minutes. I don't know if anybody remembers that, but I remember that because that was like one of the first ones that I wanted to smoke. And it was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. And then I just feel like lots of people were trying to figure out what tobaccos should they stock up on, like lots of panic buying, especially earlier in the year, and people like trying to figure out what replacement blends and all this kind of stuff, right? So towards the end of the end of 2025, like now we're starting to see things come back, right? So Per Jensen who used to work for Mac Baren, right? Like an arm of SDG.
Right.
Someone's asking what you're drinking there. James is asking what you're drinking, Scott.
So I have Johnny Walker Double Black, some Scotch. Just trying to see how the smoky Scotch. I've not tried Throgmorton. All I've done is I've drank coffee with it because coffee pairs so good with an English. But I've not tried a Scotch, so I thought I'd try it out tonight. And let me just say, I'm going to do it again. Good pairing. But yeah,
There you
so
go.
Throgmorton.
Well, I know my pairing. I'm going to show my age here. Here's my pairing for the night.
Nice. It's too late in the day for a monster, isn't it?
I'm going to be up for a while after this. So this I'm going to be smoking a few pipes here.
Oh, nice. Okay.
But yeah, exactly what Robert says. Like, it feels like the dust settling with Seattle Pipe Club being brought back, right? So just these kind of things to me is a sign that things are calming down, right? So that is kind of, for me at least, laying at least some of the groundwork of what 26 might look like. So I don't know kind of what you think about that, Scott, but that's kind of what's in my mind a little bit.
Yeah, no, that's a great observation. It's a great way to put it. I've not thought about it that way, but the way you said it was perfect. I mean, we're starting to get these blends back. We're seeing how we were always, we were worried about how it was going to play out. And now it's played out. So now we're seeing what that result is. The unknown is a lot less. There's some blends that are going away, like the Rougarou from Watch Cities. I mean, I think there's one more batch, maybe two releases, and then it's gone. And I'm sure there's more stuff that will still continue to change. They're using the last of their stock. I like the Briary. They use their that ephemeris. It's got Sutlo's 5100 or red or whatever it was. One of the red Virginias. And so he bought like, I don't know, it was like 100 pounds of it or something right when Sutlo announced. So, but once that's gone, his main blend is gone, unless he can find a replacement. So there's still some things that are petering out, but I mean, I've not tried a lot of the new blends because there's just so many of them. They just keep coming out. So I've got them all, but I've only smoked a handful of them. But they're still good. So it is kind of nice to see how things are kind of playing out. But I will confess, you sent the text earlier about we'll talk about predictions for the year, and so I came in going, well, I think Indiana's going to beat Miami in the championship on Monday. I don't watch a lot of pros. So I'm not sure how that's going to go.
There you go.
That's kind of my prediction. Went straight to Indiana. I was like, oh, we'll talk some football. Perfect. Okay, I think Indiana's got it in the bag.
There you go.
But yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. It's still kind of exciting to see what continues to come out. I mean, because when McClellan shut down, I was a pipe smoker. I didn't know nothing about McClellan. I didn't smoke any other blend except Boswell because I didn't know anything about anything. Which is looking back, man. I smoked my first pipe in 2013. All the things that were available that I could have got into, and I didn't know anything about any of it. But when they say, even though I was technically a pipe smoker, I didn't know any about it. But when McClellan closed, there was this huge, what do we do? And so many things have come out of it. And I think one of the cool things that have really, I think, have taken off since Sutlo kind of announced their closing are these little boutique blenders. There's so many of them now, and they're so good. So many good blends out there. And so hopefully that continues. Because they're finding replacements, and I guess with the, I wouldn't say the invention of internet, but with maybe a more online presence across the board, that these boutique blenders are getting more known. And a guy can sit in his basement who's been blending tobacco for 20 years and just never thought about selling it is now trying to sell it, and it's good. Give a shout out to Nile of Nine. I mean, man, I've tried every single one of his blends. There's not been a single bad one. They're so good. We have people who create their own blends in a pasta press. James Kopp. No, not James Kopp. And crap, that stuff's good too. So I mean, there's so many cool things that are happening. I think as a result, with the giant gone, all these little people are starting to kind of fill that void. C&E's obviously got a bigger presence, but I think there's a lot of other people that are starting to fill that void in a good way, and it's kind of exciting. I could name 20 boutique blenders right off the top of my head, but I'll spare you all that. But there's just so many of them. They're so good. So hopefully that'll continue to shape out and play out, and who knows what this year will hold. I'm excited.
Yeah, I certainly think so. Just real quick, Life of the Pipe, what's up? I'm getting a little
All
more
right.
feedback now there, Scott. Maybe it's me. Close or whatnot.
You get feedback?
Just a little bit.
I'll further away. How's that?
There you go. But real quick, Life with a Pipe, he was, yeah, it's pretty bad.
Oh, is it? Well, dang it. You had me all set up, so I didn't need my earpiece, but now
I
I'm
know,
done.
sorry about that.
It's fine. Give me 1 second. I'm an idiot, so it does take longer than most.
You're good. But I just wanted to shout him out, mainly because he was posting some videos. He took a little bit of a break, I think, from, yeah, it's good now. Thanks, Scott. Took a little bit of a break from YouTube there, but I see him back on Instagram a little bit and things like that. So good to see you back, Life with a Pipe. Yeah, you're good now.
There we go. Okay.
Yep, you're good. So,
Cool.
So that brings me to like one of the predictions. Like I said, I'd shot you in a message that I think one thing that we will see from these smaller blenders, right? And when I say small, I mean not like a large factory, right? Like I'm referring to not production, like essentially Cornell and Deal. I mean, there's still other factories, right? There's no other American factories, right? There's not a ton, but Germain's, right? Like Gowith Hogarth, Dan Tobacco is their own factory. I'm pretty sure they have their own factory. So there's a handful of factories out there. But one thing I think will happen, or that might happen, is the bringing back of like collaboration tobaccos. So one thing like that Celeb had done was do some collaboration tobaccos, like primarily two that stick out in my mind is the Pipes Tobacco and Whiskey. Tom, I can't remember what his was called. It's not Hunting Creek because that's the Country Squire blend, but it was something like that. It reminds me of that. If someone knows, drop in the comments. And then the other is Get Piped did flannel coffee with Celeb. And so I think places, and even the Country Squire like has done things like that. Like I think the Country Squire did something with Get Piped, like for their 100th episode and for a couple others. So I think folks like a Ravenwood, like even a Now with Nine, he might not, because he might even do smaller production blends. But like a Ravenwood, there's like Appalachian Customs, a Country Squire, a Watch City, right? Dakota here from Captain Burley Slice mentioning Watch City Masshole Flake coming out. Hunter's Camp. Thanks, Isaiah. Hunter's Camp. I think that these smaller blenders, right, whether they're a local shop, Boswell's and Strauss, like, again, perfect examples, I wouldn't be surprised to see like some collaboration blends with guys who are doing podcasts or YouTube channels or whatever, right? Because that was something that Sutliff was doing, is like a community outreach. So that's kind of one thing that I think might happen this year.
Yeah, I mean, that would be kind of cool, because I was talking to Jeremy McKenna about some of that, and him and Jake, and because I was trying to talk myself into having an Idiot's blend, but they just had to close shop before we got that far. But one thing they were saying, they did like to give back to the community and rave awareness, but that the problem was that see a lot of things STG complain about is they can't make all those small runs of tobacco, which is what Sutliff was like, sure, let's do it. We may do a run of 110s and support, Flat Cap Piper did one. And there
you go.
So, I mean, they did these smaller runs that made it available, and it was really cool. But I mean, SCG is not going to, because they already said they're only doing mass produced stuff. But maybe some of these smaller blenders, I mean, the idiots are still looking for a blend. Just saying.
There you go.
Maybe
exactly, like blend. To them, like to do 110s or something like that, or whatever, like, I think it's totally within the realm and could be something cool to see. So that's kind of one prediction that I've got for 2026.
Yeah, that'd be really cool to see.
The next thing that I've got as a little discussion point prediction and we're already Pastor Toby. I don't know what Pastor Toby is. You'd have to
So
let
that's
me know the names.
that's my blend. Um,
Okay.
yeah, it's a little concoction I made up a while back, and yeah, it's
Okay.
good. It's an English aromatic. I'll have to send you some.
Yeah. Nice. Nice. So the other thing that I think will happen, or another, because I've got a few in my mind, and we're already seeing it because some of them have already been announced. So it's unfortunate that our live stream is happening a little bit like mid-month, but I think we will see the the reintroduction of new production lines. So like new core regularly produced blends, right? Like again, thinking last year about all the small batch releases, right? Like limited releases of 5, 8, 10, 15,000 tins. I think we'll see more regular production blends. And like to tie that along with that is the reintroduction of older blends. So like Seattle Pipe Club, we knew was coming, is reintroduced. I think that we will see more Seattle Pipe Club lines come out, right? Maybe not a ton because they introduced 5, but I wouldn't be surprised if we saw 1 or 2 more come out later this year.
Did you get any of that?
I did order a tin of plum pudding because it's my favorite blend of all time. The special reserve like sold out instantly for both plum pudding and Mississippi River. But I picked up a tin of just the standard plum pudding.
Nice.
So
And so what do you
give it a
think?
try.
Because I've heard mixed reviews.
I haven't
compared to
tried
that
it yet.
stuff.
Not in
Okay.
yet. I
Gotcha.
picked it up from somewhere else other than Smoking Pipes. Because I was getting an order, getting ready to get placed somewhere else. So
Okay.
they'll be in here shortly. So like Seattle Pipe Club or the Perry Jensen, right? So have you smoked those, or do you know what those are?
I had the Brothers in Arms. Isn't that one of them?
Okay, yeah, that's one of them.
But
Yep.
it's still nice and sealed.
So, and again, like some of this is already confirmed, I think, or like kind of confirmed in some newsletters or posts. But I was thinking that there's going to be an expansion of that line of Perry Jensen, and I think there's 2 more that are coming out in 26. But they might be limited run, like they might be limited production, like a one-time release. They might not be regular production, so I'm not sure. But again, just this idea of the expansion of regular production blends and the
like C&Ds, they're coming out with the plug tobacco.
exactly right.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like it's unfortunate that this came out like because they already announced that, and I was like, oh, if only I could have gotten like my thoughts out before they did that drop. But that's exactly it, right? Like so they're releasing 4 new like regular production blends. So you just kind of open that up for you to talk. 'Cause I'm doing a lot of chatting here.
Well, you know a lot more about it than I do. I've heard things. I don't really know a lot about. So I mean, yeah, it's to see what kind of new things come out regular. I hope Ken Byron keeps his Throgmorton rolling out, so I'll have something to smoke that I like. But
There you go.
I mean, I have the golden brick from Wessex. Is that a plug? I mean, how is that? How is a brick different from a plug?
I would say that's a plug.
Okay, because
Yeah.
it's still nice and sealed up. We were Jeremiah and I were going to open it up for our 1,000 subscribers, and
Then he left
I hit
you.
2 now, and it's still sitting nice and sealed up. One day I'll do it.
There is a difference between a brick and a plug potentially. To me, a plug is whole leaf stacked, pressed, and then it's just not sliced in the flake. Where I'm not super familiar with the Wessex, like because it could be like a really tightly pressed crumble cake, like where it's ribbon pressed together.
Okay.
So to me, like a cake could still be pressed real tightly. But if it's ribbon pressed, that I would fall under like the category of a cake, even if it's real condensely pressed, where a plug would be whole leaf smushed.
Okay. What's salty dogs? Do you know?
I've never smoked that. I have no idea. I've heard of salty dogs, and I know it's kind of like one of the ones like out there that it's kind of like in the realm of codger or not codger, right?
Sure. Tomato. But okay, yeah. So good to know. Did not know that. Oh,
But
okay.
yeah, that would be what I think. So, and
Okay.
my final prediction is kind of a two-parter for 26. But it's in regards to the broad thing of pipe media. So, the first hand I'm gonna say is like visual. So in 25, we saw like again like Get Pipe. They had done the documentary on Battle of
Yes.
Briar. Pipe Hunter,
Yep.
how's it going? This guy, if you don't know, Pipe Hunter. This is Dakota's brother. Actually, they do a little
Oh, okay.
podcast together. I'm smoking this wonderful Nate King piece, and I'm smoking Silver Jubilee.
And I got
So
a pipe straight from the Briary in Alabama, and I'm smoking some beef frogs, Throgmorton.
beautiful. Yeah, can you hold up that pipe? Let's see it.
Okay. Yeah,
Just for myself.
Yeah, so it's got nice little colors. Like I
Mm-hmm.
said, it's 50 or 60 years old, and it's so stinking light. So I got two of them. This one's straight, and I have one that's got a slight bend to it.
Yeah,
But it's just so light, and they smoke really good when you know what you're doing. But right now, I just can't seem to figure out what I'm doing.
there you go.
But
Life with the Pipe is correcting us here. Salty Dogs is
look,
a German Virginia Perique plug, so not like a Cadre blend at all.
so what makes it
Is
German?
what
Just
he's
because
trying
it's
to
from
say.
Germany?
Yeah, must be.
Okay.
Must be.
I mean, that tracks.
Um, this is only reminding me just because Life with the Pipe is the first fellow that I had seen that pronounces Latakia, Latakia, and it made me chuckle because like you were talking about pronouncing it
Yeah.
Latakia.
So that conversation, it took me a solid 5 or 10 minutes to figure out what he was even talking about. Like, Latkia. What are you
Yeah,
talking
right.
about? Oh, Latakia.
We're,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know, like a lot of Latakia blends. And what the crap? I thought I knew quite a bit about tobacco.
yeah.
He was like, yeah,
What
you
is
know, like
Latakia?
Latakia, Frogmorton. I went, oh, Latakia? He went,
Yeah, right.
sure.
Mhm.
But yeah.
Yeah, very funny. But yeah, so just to reel back, so both Adam and Nick produced. They recorded a few years ago because it's from Battle with a Briar from like 2023 or something like that.
Yeah, because they
Um,
showed it at the Sutliff, it was the 175th
that's right.
anniversary.
That's right.
Yep. That was really cool.
So, but then they actually made it available like digitally
Mhm.
and printed on a CD and things like that. Um, And then also, have you seen Pipe Society? Have you seen this fella's channel or know who he is?
That rings a bell, but I can't place it.
I'll send you. So he does really high end film as well, like in a
Okay.
documentary format. So he lives in New England, and so he's done a couple things like at Watch City. So
Mhm.
he did like I think it's like 5 to 10 minutes long, a thing on Rougarou from Watch City, like recently, a few months ago.
Okay.
So you
Yeah,
might have
see.
even seen that. But
Mhm.
he also recently did a 40-minute full documentary film on the San Diego Pipe Club. Um,
Okay.
if no one's watched that, like you should watch that video. It
Okay.
is really interesting. It's a good bit of pipe history because in that video there are like pipe legends who are associated with the San Diego Pipe Club. Like some of the guys that run smoking pipes now, like were in
Mhm.
the were part of the club in its early days and all this kind of stuff, and like some
Okay.
famous artisans and things like that. So, but that's a way of saying that I think we will see more of that. And Mike is the fellow who runs that, and I've chatted with him a little bit, and I think he's got some in the queue that he's working on.
Mhm.
So I think we will see more film style stuff, right? Not so much like just the videos and things like that. And those are great for pipe smoking in the pipe
Mhm.
community. Like they're very interactive, and I think they're great. But I think that these, like I said, they're films, right? I mean, they're feature length
Mhm.
films. 40. James is called Pipe Society. Pipe Society.
Society.
Um, they really are feature length, like 30, 40, like even upwards of an hour long films. And what they
Wow.
do a great job, an excellent job with, is just telling like the story, sharing the history about pipe smoking, and they like visually they're very engaging. Um, Yeah. So I hope. I mean, part of it is a hope, but I think that we'll see some more of that in 26.
Oh, that'd be really cool. Yeah, and it seems like behind the scene stuff, things we don't know, like the whole Rougarou thing. That was really cool. And they use a part of, I guess the original batch or last year's batch is always in next, or maybe it's the original batch. There's a certain, like they put a pinch of tobacco from like the original batch into every single batch they make,
Oh, really?
which is
That's
pretty
sweet.
cool. Yeah.
That is really
So,
cool.
so it's like, I mean, they make this big old barrel and it's got like literally a pinch, but it's pretty cool that knowing that, it's in there and it's,
Hmm.
it's just kind of a cool little thing. And even the owner was going like, nope, you can't tell the difference and nobody knows it, but it's just
Right.
something that we do. We put, from the original batch is in every single batch we make,
Yep.
which is pretty
Yep.
cool.
That's super cool. Like a great idea for somebody to do it, and maybe even more people. Like as they see more, like
Mhm.
here's one of the cool things is once one person does it, like it gives that other people an idea. Like, oh, I could do that for my own locale, right?
Yeah.
Like no pipe person is doing this really full time for money, right? Like it's
Right.
not it's not like somebody's paying them thousands of dollars to travel the country and do these documentaries. Um, but like on the Briary, right? Like there's so much
Mhm.
history there. Like
Right.
for somebody close to there who does some film to do a documentary on the Briary would be sweet. Or the Country Squire, right? Like
Mhm.
the Country Squire is moving locations. Their old shop has a ton of history. It would be very cool for somebody to film the old shop quickly and do
Right.
stuff on the new shop and kind of tell the story of this transition or do
Mhm.
some kind of like feature length piece on the Country Squire, like as they're moving and stuff, right? Would be very cool to see things like that. So
That'd be
it's a half prediction, half hope of seeing more of that, right?
Yeah, it'd be really cool to see because I mean, there's so many in like Seattle Pipe Club. Other than they're a name and I like their tobacco, I don't know
Hmm.
anything about them.
Yeah.
Is there a documentary about them? What a great opportunity for someone who lives in
Hmm.
Seattle.
Yeah. Exactly.
Mhm.
A- And you see this like in other things, right? Like they're just interesting. Like
Mhm.
any niche. Like I'll watch a documentary on something like I have no idea about what, right? Or a perfect example of this is things like how it's made, right? There,
Mhm.
it's not quite documentary style, but in a way it is, right? There's some
Right.
interviews, there's showing process. Like people will watch something on how it's made on anything because it's
Mhm.
interesting. And that's what these films do is that they do a very good job of reaching a broader audience of folks who may not be
Yeah.
interested in pipe smoking, but to learn more about it and be like, that's really cool, and be more
Yeah.
open and just make pipe smoking more mainstream, right?
And I think there's a little bit of that coming back because you see a
Hmm.
lot of like the old styles. I mean, like a reverse of the popular culture. People are
Yeah,
starting to kind of slow down. Pipes are coming back a little bit. Like the classy attire, people wearing nicer clothes from time to time than they used to be, and so it's maybe they're slowly coming back around, and we're
yeah,
we're no longer behind the times, we're ahead of the times with our pipe smoking.
right, right. Like Johnny, I watched a documentary for 2 hours uh, on a pencil, right? Like it sounds boring, but once you get into it, you're like, wow, this is a really interesting story, right? And he says like he loved it. So it just I think that those things are good for pipe smoking, to do those kinds of things. So it'd be really cool to do that.
It would be. So maybe somebody listening who has that ability can take those great ideas we just gave you and run with them.
That's right. That's right. And with
'Cause
both feet says smoking tobacco is never going to be mainstream again. Yeah, it's an interesting thought.
yeah,
On
and
one
I mean,
hand, I
I'll just
understand. Go ahead,
mhm.
Scott. I'll let you
No,
do
I
it.
was just say there's. I saw some kind of study came out pretty recently. Well, actually, no, I lied. It was the same time COVID hit.
Yeah,
Is what I heard. Is that tobacco was they were, I think, it may have been through the patches. I can't remember. Sure. They were given like straight nicotine from tobacco,
yeah,
and that the nicotine was healing things. Like it was, I mean, I don't remember all the stuff it
sure.
talked about it, but it was like it was curing or not ADHD. Like it was making them calm down. There were certain things of gosh, I can't remember, but certain like mental impairments and things that it was clearing up, and people were getting healthier. from it is this exposure to tobacco. And so, I mean, whether that takes off, it just so happened, I think it was a week before COVID hit is when the report came out. So it was completely covered up. But it's out there. You can Google it. And there's a lot of studies about the healing benefits of tobacco. And
Sure.
the Indians were
Sure.
onto something. I mean, it's not something new. It's all the stuff they put into these fillers in the cigarettes is what's so bad and what got it such a bad name, in my unprofessional opinion.
Yeah.
But so I mean, maybe it won't ever be mainstream again because there's a lot of people against that. But maybe
Yeah.
it'll be a little bigger niche than the small as it is.
Well, and New York Times actually posted like some top 10 of like things, like their own predictions for 25 or for 26. And one of the things was like the revival of pipe smoking. Like,
Really?
I'm gonna have to look for it and I'll send it your way. But
Okay. Yeah.
anybody like out there, search up like New York Times article, like came out at the beginning of the year, was shared some on Instagram, and like legitimately pipe smoking. Now they pulled some like stupid image of someone smoking a pipe or whatever. Like some I've seen the image in other places, but like, and they had a short little paragraph talking about some of the things we're talking, not so much the healing factor, but the idea of going back to something older, like something more traditional, and saying that pipe smoking, long story short, pipe smoking was mentioned in a positive light in a New York Times article at the beginning of 26. Like that's a positive step in my mind.
Right.
Like it's wild.
Step.
Yeah.
And you see I saw it today on one of the pipe Facebook groups that was it the Denmark of ambassador was leaving the White House or somewhere and he had a pipe in his mouth. I was like,
yeah,
this is awesome.
Exactly. So even though it's like there's a lot of battles and like specifically taxation and legal battles, like I understand all of that. However, like, and maybe not pipe smoking in the sense of people smoking like 5 or 6 bowls a day, like that. I wouldn't be surprised, like if that doesn't make a comeback. The days of somebody smoking a pipe all day long and that kind of stuff. That I wouldn't be surprised if that never becomes mainstream again. But what I do see becoming mainstream are like people using smoking cigars and pipes for like social gatherings, right? Things of that nature. That's where I see the pipe could become more mainstream for in a more occasional use, right?
Right. And you mentioned cigars. Is it like a new thing? We got one here in town in Pensacola, but it's like a food truck, but for cigars. Have you heard of these yet? They're starting to pop up in different places.
Okay.
I was at a golf tournament for work, and these guys pulled up, and they were paid by the company because they rented the whole golf course. They pulled up, and they were giving out cigars to everybody. They were cutting them, lighting them. They had like 6 of their own in-house flavors of cigars. And they're pretty decent, good cigars. I think they came from South Florida somewhere.
Okay.
But it's basically a food truck pulled up full of cigars.
Yeah.
They're onto something. But so maybe that trend is slowly coming back.
Yeah. So who knows? Only time will tell at the end of the day, ultimately.
Yep.
And then tied to the visual aspect of pipe media, the other aspect, obviously, like I'm trying to do something, is print. So like with me and the magazine, like I'm trying to bring back print media and pipe smoking in some way. Like, so last year I published 3 issues, and this year I have a plan for publishing 6 issues. Again, like the Get Pipe guys, I don't know if we talked about this, but they published a book. Did we talk about this, Scott? Are you aware of it?
A book?
Yeah, like a full book, like a couple hundred pages. It's not so much a book like In Search of Pipe Dreams, like Rick Newcomb style, but it is stories. So it's called Tales of Fire and Briar, and it's available on Amazon, like if someone wants to get it. But it is a bunch of stories. Like some of them are older stories from their podcasts that they've spoken, that they've translated to words and whatever, that they've published and printed. And then there's these other guys. Veritas is like their group, their publishing company, but they're not pipe focused, but pipe adjacent. So they're trying to bring back like men's adventure fiction, noir, these kinds of stories. But like a
Mhm.
lot of the characters like are smoking pipes, smoking cigars, like putting it in a positive light, right? Like the hero of the story is a tobacco smoker, right? Um, so maybe like again, once one person like, and again, this isn't even me. Like what I'm doing is not a new idea or whatever. But once some people try to make some headway, I think it opens the floodgates. Other people were
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, I want to try to do something like that," right? Like, and try to make some moves in that way. So I think that we'll see another prediction is maybe somebody else will print a book or things like that, or other people will try to self-publish books. Yeah, here MK Chris says they set up in Vegas, right? Like I've chatted with Nathaniel plenty. He's written for the magazine. He's a great fellow. Like Nathaniel actually used to work at a pipe and cigar shop. So one of the guys like who runs Veritas, like he is a pipe smoker. He's well in the hobby. Yeah, so those are kind of some of my predictions for 26.
I like it. That's awesome. I
So
hope that pans out. That I mean, because it's cool. It's January. It's we're looking forward to it. There's so many anticipation and of the unknown. So yeah, hopefully some cool things pan out. Yeah,
that's
it
right.
should.
So transitioning from predictions to maybe some of our own goals. So I'm springing this on you. So
Fire away. Come
if
on.
you need a minute to think, I can go
Let's go.
first. But
Come on.
there's two main questions I've got,
Okay.
and I guess one overall general question is like, what are your pipe smoking goals for 26? Like for you as a pipe smoker, what are you kind of hoping to do? Whether smoke more pipes, which like who's not trying to smoke more pipes,
Right.
or whatever. So that would be the
Mm.
overall question. But two particular questions is there a particular pipe for 26 that you want to try to get? Like whether it's a shape, whether from a certain artisan, a certain shop, a certain factory, and what is a particular tobacco that you want to make an effort to smoke in 2026?
Okay, that's a lot of questions. All right. So
So let's nail it down. Number one, what
just
if
kidding.
is there
All
a
right.
pipe, or maybe the tobacco question is a little bit easier. What tobacco for 2026? And anybody in the comments, like for you guys too, what is the tobacco that you want to smoke in 2026 that you want to make an effort, whether it's been sitting in your cellar forever or it's one that you've been telling yourself, like, I want to pick up some of that. I want to pick up a tin. For you, Scott, what is the tobacco that you haven't smoked that you're like, I want to smoke this?
So next month I turn 40.
Hmm.
And I've had some, good advice from some friends, Robert Manners being one of them. And he's, you got these nice whiskeys and you got these nice tobaccos, and they look great to talk about wrapped up and sealed and sitting on a shelf, but what good does that do anybody? So I do have a tin of Frogmorton that I will be
Mhm.
opening up from, I think, 2013. And so that will be opened up. I have a drawer full of stuff that when I was figuring out my palette, I was just buying stuff left and right. I was getting all kinds of great stuff. I was building a brand new house, so I was living with the parents. So I had
Yeah.
plenty of disposable income, and I was disposing of it. And so I have probably, seriously, probably 100 tobaccos that are sealed up, 110, maybe two, never tried. And
Yeah.
so I guess a goal would be to maybe dig into some of that, try it, see if it's any good. Will I be selling it immediately to friends or not? Yeah, I mean, giving it away to friends.
Yeah.
We'll see. But I do there's nothing that stands out other than Frogmorton. I keep looking because
Yeah.
it's in the shelf right there.
Yep.
Uh, and I'm going to open that up. I
Mhm.
mean, that's going to happen probably next month. We'll see. But so I'm excited to try that out and see if that
Yeah.
one experience I had with Eddie Gray from the Pipe Nook, if that was just a in the moment. I was so excited to try Frogmorton that it was maybe it's just good. It wasn't as great as I made it out to be. But by George, I'm gonna smoke 100 grams of it and see. So that's my
Yeah.
one tobacco that I'm excited to smoke. What about you?
Yeah. For me, the one that I am gonna make an effort to smoke, I've already got tins. it's nothing aged. It's like readily available, but it's ellipsis flake. So I've been trying to make an effort to smoke through the GLP's line of tobaccos.
Mm-hmm.
So Silver Jubilee kind of threw me off because it's a limited production, but I knew that I wanted to open a tin fresh. But I've been smoking a lot of English blends, like a lot of I've smoked like 3 or 4 of his English blends, and a few others, a handful of others. But ellipsis flake, like I want to that's just one that I want to open. I want to smoke. Because for me, like I'm still pretty new in the grand scheme of things, and so I want to build my cellar. Like that's another goal I have for 26 is to, buy 10, 15, 20 tins of a few different tobaccos, start storing away for the future. And so ellipsis flake in my mind is going to be one of those ones that I want to store away. But I want to smoke it first. And so that's the one on my list, for sure.
Let me turn one because I have an answer and I just thought of it. You made me think of it. I'm going to spark a question on you. What is one tobacco that you're going to save for years because there's a planned occasion you plan to open it for?
That's a good question.
How about I give you time to think and I'll tell you mine?
Yeah, I'm going to think about that. Let's hear yours.
And so whenever I was still trying to figure out my palate, 8-State Burley came out.
Yeah.
And so I bought a couple tins of that, and the date on the back was February 22nd of 22. So I have 3 daughters. I always wanted a son, but I got 3 daughters, love them to death, not taking anything away from it. But I have a nephew, and he was born on February 22nd of 22.
Yeah.
It's like, man, so whenever he turns 18, 21, is it 18, 20? I don't know, whatever age it is. He's going to smoke a pipe with me at some point because his mom's my sister. So I'll tell you, I ain't worried about her. But I'm going to smoke that with him. And I mean, he's born in 22, so he's what, 4, 3, 4, 5? My math
4.
is hard.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. But he turned, in February, he'll turn 5, right? 5, 4.
4.
3.
He'll be 4 in February.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. So that's why you're here. I appreciate it.
He'll be an age.
Exactly.
He'll be aged 4 years in February.
But so I want to open that tin up with him. Whenever he's going to smoke a pipe with me, he may hate it and never do it again. But I'm going to enjoy every second of it.
Yeah.
I have that tin still sealed up, waiting for the day.
Yeah, that's super cool. Well,
what about you?
Man, I probably don't have that tin even in my cellar yet, right? Like there's no tins in my cellar that stop mathing. There's no tins in my cellar that I would have an issue opening right now, like there's nothing in my cellar that I'm holding on to that for at least this amount of time. So that's really difficult for me to figure out. I feel like I'm still on the hunt for what that tobacco is, I still might have to acquire what that is that is the tin that's going to be holding out there.
Okay, that's fair. All right.
I'm certainly the reason that I want to buy 10, 15 plus tins of some of these lines. Like, for example, Horizons is another one that I love, that I am going to be cellaring. Like, I'm hoping to buy enough tins, like, to let some of them age for 20 years to smoke, right? But there's nothing, like, I don't have a one-off tin in my cellar right now that I'm like, that one I'm holding for this, for an occasion like a son or a daughter or something like that.
And mine is more just because of the date, because I don't think Burley's really aged that much.
Yeah, sure.
Like Virginia's really get better, but I don't think Burley's really change a whole lot. But I do have, I have something. I have a few Virginia blends that I'm really just aged. I got quite a few bit of Northwoods I'm letting age. Chelsea Morning.
Yeah.
I got some. I got it. It was already aged 1 or 2 years. I aged it a couple more years just because I forgot I had it. And so that thing was about, I think it was 4 years age. Oh, so good. So I immediately bought 8 ounces. And so 4 years from now, I might break that bad boy back out.
There you go.
But like Rougarou, I mean, it's good. 6 months. I prefer that age, and we'll let it see. Uh, and Mutton Chop Piper, his favorite blend is Westminster, but he
Yeah.
prefers it with 10 years or more.
Okay.
He said anything newer than 10 years, he didn't like it.
Yeah.
So I went out and bought some, and I think we're about 2 years in, and we'll figure it out in 8 years of how good it is.
I'll send you some because I've got some
Oh
that's
yeah,
over 10 years aged.
really? What do you think?
That Westminster.
Have you tried it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Remember that big bulletin tin? Um,
Yes.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I popped that open.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I'll send you some.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate it. I have some. I have a special gift I'm going to send you too. It's already pre-aged. That was gifted to me. I'd love to share.
Sounds good.
But yeah. So yeah. But yeah. So that's new some age stuff.
Mhm.
So now pipe.
Yeah,
Hmm.
whether it's from a particular factory, and I'll go first because I've got an answer
ahead.
to mine.
Okay.
So one thing, like I went in hard, like in the latter half of the year on some artisan pipes. Um, I quickly have grown to love artisans. I've talked a little bit about this, but I did some woodworking before, and so I just love the craftsmanship aspect of it. And pipes are easier because they don't take us up as much space as furniture. Um, and so I truly do want to be a pipe collector, right? Like some guys might have a different term of what that means to them, right? Like they could be a pipe collector just because they've got X number of pipes, they've got 10, 15 pipes, 100 pipes or whatever. And they could be to them like whatever their collection they want to make it of. For myself, I for rhyme or reason, like at this point in time, I want to collect pipes from a handful of makers that I've like kind of developed a little relationship with. So I've obviously talked about, but like Nate is one of those folks. So I've got two pipes from Nate that I own, and I was asking a few other people like, how many pipes does it take to make a collection, right? To be considered a collector from a particular artisan, and we landed on the number three, right? Because if you just have one, like it's just a one off, and that's great. Like there's nothing wrong with owning a single pipe from an artisan or anything like that. But three is like you're a collector of that particular fellow. So for 26, I'm certainly going to be picking up like another Nate King piece. That's on my list. That way I can be a certified collector. And obviously I want to pick up more, like more. I want to have more than just three in my collection, but Nate is one of them. And there's another fellow who Nate put me onto. His name is Josef Zender. He's in I can't remember where he's from, but he lives in the States now.
Okay.
And he makes some incredible pipes. I actually did end up picking up a pipe from Josef Zender, and I'll have to send you what it is, but it is like a high grade pipe from him. It's like super cool. I'll send you a picture of this. But so that's my goal for pipes I want to acquire. I would like to be a collector. I would like to get up to three of a couple guys in 26 from a couple artisans.
So I guess that makes me a collector of Boswell's. I think I have 6 or 7 of his pipes.
Oh, do you really? I didn't realize you had that many. Okay,
Yeah,
nice.
I got my first pipe 2013. So I'm a huge Gettysburg history nerd.
Mm-hmm,
And so I've been in
mm-hmm.
Gettysburg, I think I've hit 30 times now. I know Gettysburg as well as my own hometown. And because I'm a Civil War nut, I love it. I love Gettysburg. But I
Mm-hmm.
went up there every year as a kid from I think 9 years old until I was like 21, 22 with my grandparents. And so I learned about Boswell's 2013. I was on my way to the Gettysburg reenactment, and a buddy went with me. He's like, "Well, we get off the interstate at Chambersburg. We got to stop at Boswell's. What's Boswell's? It's just pipe store. What's a pipe?"
Yeah.
So I mean, I didn't have a clue, and I think it was 20. Yeah, I don't know, it's not 20 something. But so we went to Boswell's, and I mean, I'm not gonna go. We're running out of time. It's 55, but I'll give my
Yeah,
whole
you're good.
experience. But it was the best buying experience I've ever had in my entire life. It was phenomenal. But I bought a pipe.
That's
I bought two pipes there,
yeah,
and one his, and then one's in a state that was never been smoked. But those are my first two pipes, and one
yeah,
of them it's my almost daily smoke. You may have already seen me smoke this one. It just happened to be sitting right next to me from smoking earlier.
yep,
But it's so I love their pipes, and so I made it a point every time I went to Gettysburg again, I stopped in Chambersburg and I bought a pipe. And
yeah,
so I have quite a few of his. Love it. It's a lot cheaper in store than it is online on their Monday night sales.
yeah.
But I would love to get his
I know that.
St. Patrick's Day pipe. It's like a
Oh,
green pipe, and it's so
okay.
pretty, so awesome. I've been the last 2 years. I've been on to get one, and they beat me to it because it only releases like what 6 or 8, and that's it. And
Yeah.
so I never can get one. One
Mhm.
day, so I would love to get that one. St.
Yeah.
Patrick's Day is coming up. Maybe I'll try again if they look good. But I love that one. But that's a hit or miss. That's more like a one day.
Yep.
My pipe to myself last year was a gourd pipe, the big gourd calabash.
Oh, yeah,
It was like
yeah, yeah.
yep. So I smoked it a couple times. It sits right behind me
Yeah, I've
back
seen it
there.
behind. Yeah.
So that was my pipe last year. But this year, when I discovered the kind of the artisan thing, now realizing that that's kind of sort of what Boswell's is.
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
got a
he's
couple
certainly an
custom corn
artisan
cobs.
maker.
Yeah, there we go. The Southern Roots pipes got two of his corn cobs that are amazing. So I guess I get get one more so I can be a collector of his pipes.
There you go.
But maybe Nate King can give us a deal and buy one, get one like half off. But
Yeah.
no, I really had it down to two people: Nate King and Sean Ream. Is that how you say his last
Mhm.
name?
Yeah, Reem, yep.
Yeah, I like his pipe. I like both their pipes. So
Mhm.
I'm tossing up which one I want to buy first. But Nate's been in here a lot more than Sean has.
There you
So
go.
we'll
There you
see.
go.
But yeah, so that's my kind of plan for this year. Try
Yeah,
for St. Patty's
super
Day for
cool.
Boswell's, and then between Nate and Sean, we'll
There you
see.
go. Just hit up a couple of the comments. Isaiah says Chris Morgan is a commission is on his goal for this year. You familiar with
Nice.
Chris Morgan?
I have a bunch of bones. I get to be a collector of
Okay.
bones.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think I have
bone
5 or
pipes.
6 bones. I love
This
it.
is one of the cool things. Like Chris Morgan is a pipe business like wizard because he's figured out a way to do commissions, and his high end commissions are crazy. Like he did this crazy called like a Hornet. Yeah.
Okay.
Again, I'll have to pull up pictures or anybody in the chat listening to this, like go, he did this last year. Chris Morgan Hornet, or like scrub his Instagram. You will see it and you'll be like, that is a wild looking pipe. The grain was wild. It was very cool. But he has this range, right? Because then he's got bones that are
Mhm.
dirt cheap, like 40, not dirt cheap, right? Like I'm
Well,
not trying to
that's
make
pretty cheap
exclusive
for
somebody's.
fire.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah.
So he's just got this huge range, right? He's got his like blackjack line, which is like 180, $200. So he's
Mhm.
got like he's just like a business wizard, but he makes some of his pipes like when they get to the high end that are crazy looking. He makes some pretty slick looking pieces. Chris
And have
says
you ever
that his
watched the
list is
video of the
too
lightning?
big. The light, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Have you seen how they do that? It's really cool.
Yeah, I've seen those. Very cool.
Right.
Eldritch,
Okay.
yeah, he makes his pipes aren't my
Yeah.
style. His are like, I'm trying to think. I don't know. I don't have a good description for his pipes, but they're very unique to him.
Yeah.
Is all that I can say. Is that his
Yeah.
pipes are super unique to him. Oh, here we go. Chris, this guy, he's in the know. Christian Reitz, I think is that how he pronounce his name?
Roots.
Um, this fellow was also on the Get the Pipes magazine radio show not too long ago, and he makes some very cool pipes. And on there on the podcast, he was talking about like his signature is this broken pipe. So where the stem comes into briar, and then he does this broken accent. It's very interesting looking. He makes a lot of cool stuff. He makes a lot of great looking pipes. Yeah, heavy metal. That's a great description for Eldritch pipes. Like very heavy metal. That's a perfect description.
Awesome.
So yeah,
Uh,
super cool, super cool.
Thanks.
An awesome guy as well. Yeah, very cool. So before we wrap it up, like there was one other thing on my bucket list that I wanted to do in 26 that's not really related to pipe smoking, but just tobacco. And I've wanted to try snuff for like a long time. Have
Okay.
you ever had snuff
Nope, my
before?
great grandma did, but I've never.
Okay. Yeah. So at the lounge, like there's a little, which is where I am right now, but just a local lounge. It's not, there's no selling or anything like that. So it's more of a club that
Okay.
we just have access to, pay monthly membership or whatever. But I met one of the guys here and he had a bunch of snuff. So we did a pipe night last week and he recalled and brought some. So this here
Okay.
is McCrystals and it's Mold Magic. This stuff, at least, like this is the only stuff I've tried. This is like straight clove. It is an incredible aroma, and I absolutely, at least this stuff, like I love it. It's amazing. It's awesome. That was one thing like that I really wanted to give a try in 26, and I was able to check that off pretty quickly, and I was like, oh, so awesome. And he gave me that little thing. I'm like, this is amazing. So it's pretty fun, and it's pretty sweet.
So how's Nick hit with snuff?
This stuff is pretty. This stuff is quite mild. Like
Okay.
there's certainly an initial like not buzz, but yeah, there's a certain like a hit right off the bat. But this isn't really that strong, at least for me or anything like that. It's not like I'm not feeling it or anything like that. I've done a couple zins and those for me like were way worse as far as like nicotine, like within the first 20 minutes or something like that. And maybe it's just the way that snuff interacts differently compared to a zin or something like that. Yeah. So all that to say, it's like a great like pick me up booster. But I never felt like I wanted to throw up or anything like that. So
Yeah, so I have a few chickens. I had 10 at the time, but I was had a buddy's woodworker came over and helped me build a chicken coop.
yeah,
And I mean, we're not 10 minutes into it. And he's like, these Zen pouches, I always do these
yeah,
when I do woodworking. Okay, cool. Yeah, put one in. We're going to town, swinging a hammer, doing stuff. And it could not have been 10, 15 minutes. And
yeah,
and
yeah,
it's like, I smoke a pipe every day, sometimes 2, 3 bowls. It's like,
sure.
oh man, I nicotine, I got this. I'm a
Yeah, yeah,
nicotine sissy. I can't.
yeah,
It
yeah,
messes me up.
yeah. But Chris says nicotine isn't a huge issue with snuff, so there you go.
Okay,
So
nice.
I'm just not well versed in it. Like I'm a total noob when it comes to it. But man, the aroma and yeah, it's a really enjoyable experience. Dakota has some stuff that will kill you, what Johnny says. So yeah, he's been doing quite a bit of snuff stuff. Captain Burley Slice has been doing a good bit on his channel and things, which has been cool to see.
Okay.
So, but that's what I've got. I don't know, Scott, if you've got any final parting words, like anything 2026 or whatnot.
No, I mean, like I said, excited for all the things we talked about and to see what the pipe tobacco world becomes because it is slowly becoming more popular. We have more boutique blenders popping up. We got
Yeah,
C&D expanding their line, and we got plugs coming out, which I guess have never done. And so it's they introduced HU tobacco to us last year,
yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
and so what else is out there we don't know about?
Yeah,
Now the cellar void is still trying to be filled. It's
yep.
just kind of exciting to see what this year's maybe. I mean, I'd love to see more tobacco blenders, but dang, the releases come out so stinking fast. It's hard to keep up monetarily.
That's
So,
right.
so maybe more money to be able to afford more releases.
There you
There you
go.
go.
There you go. Muletown coming up. That's a great point.
Yep.
Couple things just before we close it out.
Okay.
Smitty's, if anybody is like near Georgia, so Smitty's is like Gainesville, Georgia, I think, somewhere in that area. Their first show is next weekend. So the 24th and stuff like that. I've never been, but it's just a little show, like maybe 8 to 10 vendors. So if anybody's in the area or like driving distance to Smitty's, like check it out. Nate King will actually be there, right? Like they bring in like high-end artisans, makers, and all this kind of stuff. So check Smitty's. House of Manners mentioning Muletown. You'll be at Muletown. House of
Yep.
Manners will be at Muletown. Another great show. And then I'm just posted up here, but Chris saying Chicago. I will be at Chicago. I'm tabling at Chicago with Timber and Smoke. So if anybody like, that will be really my first show as like Timber and Smoke there. So like if anybody's watching here is going to be in Chicago, like come up, meet me, introduce. I'm really looking forward to that. And just to one thing to add, like I'm doing a magazine specifically for Chicago. So it's their 30th anniversary. I've chatted with like some of the showrunners, and I'm doing like one edition that's only going to be available at Chicago for the show for their 30th anniversary, which will be pretty cool. So
That's really cool. So, and for a newbie, because I'm actually really debating going to Chicago if I can, but it's like a 5-day event.
yeah,
Is it really a 5-day event?
it's a yes and no. So they've got the smoking tent and things like that, and they're like, not to give away his secrets, but like some guys like Nate, for some of the shows, they'll go for a few days beforehand because they're meeting with their buddies and things like that.
Sure.
So the first couple days of Chicago, it is the official show, but there's like some pipe making seminars, right? And I think they're already sold out actually.
Okay.
So there's some seminars like pre-show, right? And even like the Battle of the Briar takes place on the Friday, I believe. And then the show itself is like where the floor is open. I think is Saturday, Sunday, maybe Friday afternoon. I don't recall. I'd have to look the schedule. But their schedule is up and you can see like what events are when and when the show floor is actually open.
Okay.
Chris says Friday through Sunday is the time to be there at the minimum.
Okay.
So I'm coming in Thursday and I'll be leaving like Monday or something like that. So,
Very cool. Well, maybe I'll see you in person there.
but yeah, sounds good. It'd be a good time. So
Yeah.
be a good time. I was really hoping to make it to Muletown, but just some personal things, just not making it happen this year, unfortunately. But it's definitely on my list to be there at some point in time because everybody talks about Muletown and how incredible the show is. So
Yeah, it's packed.
yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah. So that would be a good resolution for anybody. Like if you've never been to a show. So I've been to my local show, which is Capitol Land here in New York. Like as far as pipe smoking resolutions, if you've never been to a pipe show, like go to one. And it doesn't have to be like one of these big ones like Chicago, like Vegas, right? The international shows or even Columbus. But there's a ton of regional shows and they're growing. Like Texas, the Texas show had like 300 people in attendance this past year.
Wow, that's awesome.
Indiana, their show, they had it for the first time in 2025 and they're doing it again in 26. So there's just a lot of other of these regional shows that are popping up and super popular, and you'd be able to meet all these other people there too, right? Again, Smitty's does 2 events a year. There's the Columbus show, Indiana, Texas, Chicago, Capitol Land. Again, and I've mentioned it a few times, but the Pipes magazine, their website, they've got a list of all the shows, like all the regional shows and everything like that as well. So just as a resource, like if you've never been to a show and you want to get with pipe smokers, like we're talking about aged tobaccos, like Smoke and Frog Morton, like St. Louis, thank you, Nate. All these shows, like people bring these aged tobaccos and they'll let you have a bowl or whatever, right? So, it's just a great time to get with other pipe people, and that would be like a great thing to put on your list for 26 if you haven't done so.
I like it.
So, yeah. Any last words? Any parting words then?
No, sounds great. That's it.
All right, sounds
Appreciate
good.
y'all. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, that's right. Well, thank you so much, everybody.
Thank y'all.
As Nate says, get to a pipe show, change your life. It certainly will. Pipe people are the best, and we appreciate everybody hopping in here, chatting. It was a good time, and we'll see you in a month.
Yep, we'll see y'all.
All right, sounds good. Take care, everybody. Thank you.